Hi everyone, welcome to my Drugstore under eye concealer battle. So at the minute the plan is to do around 5 or 6 different Drugstore concealers, pit them against each other, do a review video for each individual one, and at the end a compare and contrast. So if you're watching this, it's one in a series. I will put it in a playlist for you so you can easily find the others, and they're on my channel as well. So if you're not already subscribed, then please subscribe so that you can see all the other videos. And if you're clicking on this, I imagine it's because you're thinking of buying this particular Drugstore concealer, and if so, hopefully this will be helpful to you. Now I'm going to keep the variants the same so that the test is fair, and for that I'm going to be using L'Oreal Revitalift Eye Cream under my eyes. I'm not going to be using a primer because I want to be able to give you an idea of how the concealer works with no primer. I'm not going to use a corrector either, but I am going to set each concealer, with the Real Techniques Duo Fibre Contour Brush and a Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. I personally use Pink Blossom, but you know, any powder would be fine to set under the eyes. And then I've got an e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush and my finger, which I'll be using to apply the product. So I'll get straight into the first one for you. Well, actually, I'm going to use the same intro on all of the videos, so it might not be the first one, but I'm going to get straight into the video. See you at the end. Bye! So the packaging for this product is a little tube, and it has a sponge and a cap, so you can apply the product by twisting it and then placing the sponge directly onto your face, but you will need something else to blend it out because that's just to deposit the product. And if you're not a fan of the whole sponge thing with the hygiene and everything, you can just literally rip the sponge off. I've seen other people do that, and then you can just deposit some of the product out the end and onto your finger. This has a very thin and watery sort of consistency. Now, if you hate that sort of heavy feeling of concealer under your eyes, then this is a good one to try. It's a little bit light, to be honest, for my preference. Whenever I put it on, I sort of just feel like I want to put something else on. Since this is a battle of the Drugstore under eye concealers, you know, it's not really relevant, but just as a little side note, I will say that I use this on my face and I do enjoy it for my face, but then I don't really suffer from acne or blemishes, so really I just use it to give my foundation a little extra coverage where needed. And actually the consistency of this concealer is very much like foundation, so it's actually, in my opinion, more like foundation than it is concealer in its consistency. So I'm just going to show you it here. As you can see, it hasn't unfortunately given me the coverage that I need, but because it's so thin, it doesn't sort of cake up and doesn't go into fine lines and wrinkles that much. I'm just building a second layer here to show you, but to be honest, it really doesn't add anything to it. It's just sort of so thin that it's still not giving me the coverage that I need or want. I think if you don't suffer from particularly dark circles, or you already look quite radiant and bright under the eyes, then it's a good one. But then again, it sort of annoys me the way it's advertised as an eraser for dark circles, and I absolutely would object to that being the case. So yeah, it's not awful, and it's a nice light finish, but it's not one of my favourites. It's certainly not one that you can use with more than a light to medium coverage foundation. I'm setting it now with a powder and a brush, and I actually really like the applicator for this concealer because it fits really nicely into that inner corner of my eye where I'm darkest, and the sponge is just a perfect shape for that. So I actually really like the packaging for this product. So I've completely finished my makeup now, and I've got my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind on. I am going to obviously come back, just as I have done in my other Drugstore under eye concealer videos, and show you how it wears throughout the day, but I can still see darkness. I'm not happy with the coverage. Unfortunately I can't pick it up on the camera because of the lighting, but if I bend my head down you could probably see it a bit better. So far I'm feeling maybe like a 4.5 out of 10. So yeah, I'll come back later after I've worn it for the day and let you know how it wears. Hi everyone, do excuse the hair, I've been to the beach. This is the reality of beach hair. Beach hair is not sexy. For these products you can get that's like, oh, beach hair. No, beach hair is when you've been to the beach and your hair looks a mess. It's not the look I tend to go for. So yeah, if you can excuse that, and we'll talk about the concealer. It's, in my eyes, it's either completely, in my eyes, under my eyes, it's almost completely rubbed off, worn away. It's either completely worn away or not worn away at all, because there's no patchiness. If you're looking for a concealer that just does not settle into fine lines and accentuate fine lines, this one's a great one for that. But because of the fact there's just no coverage to it, then I'm going to stick with my initial thoughts of a 4.5 out of 10. The reason I've gone for a 4.5 is because I actually do, if I had to pick between this one and, for example, the Bourjois Healthy Mix, I would pick this one. And so I need to give it higher than I gave the Bourjois Healthy Mix, but it's scraped a 4.5. So yeah, not the best result, not one of my favourites, but actually I do prefer it for highlighting. So when I'm fake tanned, I can use that for highlighting, and it works really nice for that. So I hope this was useful, and we'll just see how it fares up to the other concealers. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!